Without further ado, let's
The
take a
Santa
look
Claus
at
robbery.
Ho, motherfucker! What you looking at before I shoot you in your mouth? Turn around!
The Santa Claus robbery.
in history.
He picked some
If
hella
you're new here,
videos.
we hope
Let the viewers know what we talk about. Some people might be idiotic to this conversation.
Yeah, to this conversation. Well, if y'all new here, this is the Money Talk Show TV. I am your host, the Money Coach. This is my lovely wife.
Trina.
And we talk about finances, money, and entertainment, anything to help you out in the world, life.
number 10. Alves dos Reis.
He scammed
Total
1.3
scam,
million.
$1.3 million. 1925 was
Whoa.
not the first year that Alves scammed.
1925?
He started early.
Yeah, he's an OG. He's one of the original scammers. You know what I'm saying? All the scammers should have been learning from him. You know what I'm saying? Shit. Shout out to Alves dos
How you gonna
Reis.
give him a shout out? He's a criminal.
Hey, criminals make the real go
A
round
dig.
sometimes.
You know what? No comment.
It's a lot of medical criminals. The biggest criminals is in the biggest offices
No, honey.
and the biggest positions.
Honey. This whole world was built. No, I'm sorry. This whole country was built on a criminalistic empire.
Yeah, the whole government is criminals. Politicians is criminals. Criminals.
But why would you say that? Remember, I thought about maybe running for lieutenant.
You a criminal too. So, hey, you might make it. You might make it. She might make it then.
I know I ain't gonna get no votes. My husband don't even support me.
I support you. That's why I shout out to Alves. Let's see what Alves got. See how he scammed on 1.3 million. You know what I'm saying, in 1925.
Okay. Oh, right.
That was back when you had to crank the car up. You had
Wait,
to
quick
crank the
note.
car.
How much is 1 point? What is that
3 million.
equivalent to now? That was 1925. So how much would that have like been happen?
You know, you might have to add like that point. That's what point might have to go over like 2 times. That might be like 130 million. Back then, 1925. Oh yes, that was
That was big.
that was big.
That was real
That was
big.
real big. Let's see Alves.
Reis was in trouble with the law. While in prison in 1924, Reis decided to come up with another plan widely known as the Portugal banknote affair. Reis's idea was to scam companies into making false money. He cleverly came up with a plan to convince a London-based company to print the equivalent of 1,007,963 British pounds. However, in a not-so-bright state, Reis didn't think that the low interest rate would absorb such a wide audience. The media and their journalists became more increasingly interested in the Bank of Angola and Metropole, busting Reis of his scam, resulting in him being imprisoned for another 20 years. Number 9. Free Access Gold Mine. Total scam.
I don't even understand his scam.
He had the banks print fake money or make fake money.
He didn't make them do anything. He asked them to, and they did it.
He had somebody on the inside.
No, he convinced them.
Mhm.
If you dumb enough to let that one person convince a whole national bank to print a whole bunch of money just because he say so, you can't throw that man in prison. That was your dumb
The
stuff.
bank president should be in jail with him. That's who should be in jail with him.
So I could be able to walk in J.P. Morgan right now
Mhm.
and convince them to do what again?
Print me 1.3 million of fake money. It ain't real. So you ain't gonna miss it, motherfucker. Shit, give me that money. 1.3 million.
But should I go to jail?
No. But you will.
See, that's why I hate the fucking law. Get your fat ass up and go do something about it. And you get up too.
I just want to know who was at fault, because convincing somebody to do something is not a crime. It's not my fault. You was dumb enough to.
Well, apparently the bank president said that he made him do it. For your help. That's why you don't do crimes with nobody. They're gonna snitch on you. Let's see what my next man, number 9, got going on with the Bricks Gold Mine. 3X.
$4 million. It was during the late 1990s that John Felderhoff had convinced himself there was a property near to the Busang River that was able to produce gold after mining. From this advice, a geologist named Michael de Guzman took over the project but was unable to find any traces of gold. The scam comes from the fact that this sly Filipino geologist decided to shave some of the gold from one of his rings, saying he found it on the site, and declared that the amount of 62 tons was found there. It was down to this choice that Briex's property began to increase in popularity as mining investors from all around the world chose to invest in huge amounts. In 1997, when the scam was found out, de Guzman committed suicide and died on an airplane.
Whoa.
Number 8.
Whoa. Oh, I didn't mean to laugh. I was just surprised.
I was laughing the whole time.
No. It's not
I'm
funny.
sorry.
I'm sorry. Nobody should ever commit suicide because nothing is
I'm
none
talking
of
about
that serious.
suicide.
Yeah.
He got off easy. He was a coward for that. He got off easy for the smooth suicide. I'm laughing at how he gonna shave some gold shavings off his ring.
I got gold. You got gold. Can
And
we do
just
that?
shave a little bit off and then tell somebody, look here, it's in that river. I see it.
It was
Go
on
ahead.
his property.
Yeah, go ahead, pay me. Just go ahead and get that gold. And
But listen, he got rich investors, people that were millionaires, that been to school, graduated to invest.
he did that same gold shavings around the world and got money from everybody. Look here, you see this gold? It came out of my shit. Pay me. Now you can get in on this. This will be a silent partner.
But do you see how money blinds people to stupidity? Because if you really had a thought that through and really invested in it before you like put a stake in it, you would have knew it was some bull. But they were so thirsty for the money, they wanted to keep it to themselves. They nobody know. It's like, okay, I'll give you $1 million, and he was like, okay.
Just you know anybody else who want to invest in this?
No, don't tell nobody. I give you 2. Yeah, I want to keep this all to myself. And they didn't do any research because I bet even just a little bit of research, just even going there and visiting the property.
Yeah, I gotta see some gold flakes in the river or something. I can't see it on your ring, and you come in and give me a little gold on the napkin. Somebody came from your river, you know.
Because show us where you found your gold, and in that area, it should still be some traces of gold. Right?
They ain't found no traces.
The
They spent a
metal
lot of money.
detector should be.
That shit didn't go off not once. It was flatline. Beep. That was it. They hit for a nickel, and that was it.
Okay, moving on.
Okay, we got Charles Ponzi.
I like his hat.
You know what I'm saying? He scammed $10 million. Let's see that. See how that man, the Ponzi scheme came from Charles Ponzi. That's how you know.
You know what? You don't know that.
I know that.
Really?
Man, I'm from Chicago. We just scam people all the time.
Are you being honest?
No, I don't know that, but it common sense to me if he scammed $10 million and that suit is a old school suit, like some Dick Tracy shit.
Oh, you know,
so
I
that had to
wanna
be
hear
back
it
in the
now.
day.
Because that's a very famous saying. Man, I'm trying to run
The
no Ponzi scheme on
It came
me.
from Charles Ponzi.
Okay.
I'm telling you.
You better not be lying.
Watch. Let's see. Let's see. I bet on this.
Bet what? Wait.
We can't. Let's go.
Charles Ponzi. Total scammed $10 million. The Ponzi scheme.
You know what? You already saw this video.
No, I did
Yes,
not.
you did.
No, I did not.
How would you have known that?
No, I did not. Common sense. Okay, you gotta put context clues together. You know what I'm
Okay.
saying? To go some information out there for your viewers. Got context clues. My man had on an old school Dick Tracy suit on. His name was Charles Ponzi, and he got $10 million. So that was a big amount for that old school suit. So that was big. So therefore, that had to, make rings, and he had to set a name for himself. And who else to have the Ponzi scheme named after somebody who got $10 million in the old school Dick Tracy suit?
Fit for himself. Ponzi was definitely not stupid at all. Beginning using the technique in 1920, his name has now become popular among similar con artists. As talented as the Ponzi scheme is, it usually is busted pretty quickly due to 3 common things. 1. The operator eventually vanishes, taking all of the profit with them.
Gotta dip up out of that.
2. the economy changes, meaning that some investors had to back down early and didn't carry on with the commitment to the deal. And 3, if the number of recent investors drops, the operator then has trouble paying back the returns promised initially due to a lack of investors being able to commit. Number 7, Ivar Kruger.
Sounds like that
Total
goes on a
paid
lot.
$142 million.
Let's see what
Ivar
Ivar
Kruger.
Kruger
Kruger.
Kruger Eddie
Kruger?
Kruger.
Kruger.
He scammed 142 million.
Okay, Ivar Kruger.
Hotel. Ivar Kruger was a famous
close.
man in New York. In 1908, he opened his own company,
like Freddy
which was one
Krueger,
of the
too.
most
You know
popular
what?
construction
Mm.
companies going in Sweden. However, it wasn't until after Kruger died that the extent of his scam came to light. After offering loans to bankrupt companies, a deal very appealing, Kruger's forged Italian bonds that he had created got found out in Sweden. Remarkably, it's recorded that because of this bust, the suicide rate went up in the country, and they also lost their prime minister. It was a total disaster. Number 6,
Hey, Kruger.
Emmanuel Nuda.
He took a lot of people out with him, didn't he?
$242 million.
Like Freddy Krueger.
It was 3 years after the deed that Emmanuel Nuda was found out for his scam. It was in 1998 when the Spanish bank decided to look into Nuda's significant figures, which were sitting in the Cayman Islands unmonitored. Nuda's scam was something of a gem. He decided to convince a Brazilian man, Nelson Sakaguchi, to invest in a new airport that was going to open in 1995. However, little did Sakaguchi know that this airport didn't even exist, and that Nuda had made the entire thing up.
Okay, so
And Alexis, if you're liking this video, maybe we can...
why come I can't find no dumbass people like that?
can interest you in another one.
Man,
A
I would
legitimate
kind of feel bad about that. Damn.
to make $10 million. If that sounds interesting.
Oh shit! Boy,
I be like, you know what, Nawabi? Look,
Nokia.
I would just give you $10 million and your 25 back because you know you just dumb as hell. I'ma just keep 10 and get your 15 back because I didn't even think you was gonna fall for this bullshit.
But I appreciate it though, man. That was so easy. That
Yeah,
was very easy.
yeah.
Now we got Joseph Nacio.
Did you say that right?
No, I did not. But Joseph Nack, he scammed $3 billion.
Whoa, Joe.
Joe knows.
Oh,
$3 billion.
I need a couple, Joe.
Despite his knowledge that the company was heading for the gutter,
He like a hedge
Joseph
fund too.
Nacio decided to continue to sell off high revenue targets to Wall Street. Despite knowing these companies
fund.
were
I
never
don't
going to
understand
reach
what that
their
is.
peak target.
He on Wall Street. That's all you need to know. He had dirty
No,
hedge
he
funds.
wait. What was the crime? Okay, here's my thing. How did he get so far off into it? Because you think somewhere down like maybe $20 million, somebody be like, hold on, motherfucker.
Yeah, he got his ass beat on Wall Street. Right in there.
Before he got to that amount of money, I
Yeah.
thought somebody would have like caught on.
People got snuffed.
About 5 mil in, I would have kind of caught on.
He
Like, wait a minute,
became
hold up.
missing.
I'm like, baby, some of my $1 million is missing. And something's not right. You need to go back and recap. And see what-
Like, Joe getting his ass beat in the cafeteria. And you know he was selling that fake property.
So that goes to say that you just can't trust everybody,
Can't
no
trust
matter what
everybody.
their statue is or who they say they might claim to be, because America was built on greed, thievery, stealing. I'm just be quiet.
You can trust me to keep on uploading these videos with that like button and subscribe.
No, you can't, because he be sleep. Such how he sleep all day.
Like Joe. You gotta take a rest to be able to plead the fifth. Like Joe. Let's see what Joe knows.
Nacio continued to convince people, earning over
Told you it was Nacio.
$2.5 billion. In 2009, Nacio finally got sentenced with 19 counts of insider trading and was forced to pay over $19 million in fines and over $53 million to the illegal stock trading. What a bold man indeed. Not quite bright enough to get away with it.
Wait.
Let's see what number 4 is.
Cause you
Or Charles Keating. Total
Charles
scam,
Keating.
don't even like the
$5.5
way he
billion.
look.
Revealed
He
in
just looked like he was
1989,
lying.
Charles Keating's scam was
Would-
something that many people
Cause he had a really
suspected.
told you
He
something.
had sold
You just
worthless
look and be
bonds
like,
to many
I don't know,
wealthy
Charles.
residents. Being the head of Lincoln Savings and Loan Association, Keating was well known to many while also being a fantastic swimmer, lawyer, and real estate developer. Keating's business went bankrupt in the year the scam was exposed. It turns out that he had been taking advantage of the loose restrictions on banking investments. He began investing his depositors' money in unsolicited deals while falsifying information. Number 3.
Lying.
Bernard L. Madoff Investment Securities, LLC. Total scam, $18 billion.
Wow.
With a link to the Ponzi scheme of Charles Ponzi, Madoff's scam was smart and cunning. Known as the most significant investment scam in history, our number 3 entry took money from investors and non-profit organizations. However, cleverly,
Are you
Madoff didn't
serious?
take the money straight away. He took the money from his new clients to pay his older ones. He did this to convince his old investors that they were getting a fair return on their investments. Little did they know, this wasn't the case at all. Because of his scheming deviance, some companies closed down and others lost their entire livelihoods. Number 2, Kenneth Lay
Damn,
and
Madoff.
Jeffrey
What the hell? What the hell kind of slimy coward shit? You was taking stuff from non-profit organizations.
Everybody. He get money from everybody. And then he hooked some in by giving them a payment from the money he got from some other people. So they're like, okay, cool. That means he can hold on to that money a little bit longer and get somebody
Man,
else.
you got the Cancer Children Network of America money.
He balling with it. Was. They call him. You got Kenneth Lay
I'm gonna stop giving them dollars and chicken salad check
and Jeffrey Skilling.
for the non-profit organizations.
And they just scammed $74 billion
Together,
together.
I wanted did one roll on the other one.
It's like,
Skilling. Total scam, $74 billion.
Wow.
If you've heard of Enron, you'd probably be familiar with this horrendous scam of all time. This American company came into the news in 1996 when their sales increased from $13.3 billion to $108 billion.
What?
Fortune magazine named Enron America's most innovative company. Not 1, but 6
You know
years
what?
running. The company is reported
You
to
want her to be
employ
number
over
one so
21
bad, don't you?
employees and claimed revenues of over $100 billion a year. The truth came out, though, when the horrendous amount of debt had been proved to be hidden from investors and auditors on equal measures. Number 1, Bernard Evers. Total scammed, $100 billion.
Oh my God.
The CEO of WorldCom, one of the biggest telecommunication companies in the United States, was Bernard Evers. He accomplished this by hiring lots of little companies and building the business rapidly, which left WorldCom in dire straits. There was around 100 million people who owned stocks and bonds in WorldCom that lost around $100 billion when the company went under. Evers was held responsible and sentenced for this horrible deceit. He's currently serving a 25-year sentence in prison. Well, Alexers, that's a wrap on the top 10 biggest scams in history. When it
Wow.
comes to scams,
Well, at least
there are
somebody
plenty
went to
of them,
prison.
big and small,
yeah,
all
they got
over.
him.